Welcome to another episode of the Big Brain MMA podcast, episode 61, LFA 155, Nascimento versus Hodge. I'm your host, BigSteve, like usual, back by popular demand. Just kidding. Trying to pump out as many of these regional shows, like I said. I'll make this one nice and quick. I'm only doing the main card. I usually only have main card odds the day of, so tomorrow morning. So I'll plow through it. I have a feeling like I'll have some good UFC bets this week and have a PFL to do as well, which I'll definitely be doing a podcast for that. So I'll get straight to it, won't waste any more time. Daniel Mofo, sup bro, first time live for me. Thanks for tuning in, mate. The more the merrier. Like and subscribe if you haven't. 4 subscribers away from 300. We've got a few after the first podcast. Let's get it over 300 by the end of today. Putting in a lot of work for these pods. Alrighty. First fight on the card, Rodney versus Alvaro Prado. Not really interested in this one. Prado, he's a bit of a low-level guy. He's fighting on the Bolivian regional scene. He's just fought nobodies. They're all 0-0, 0-1, 0-0. And the worst thing is he's gone to decisions. And then he fought Cody Davis in LFA, who we'll talk about later on the card. And just got ran through in one round via rear naked choke. His opponent, Kalohi, is a Hawaiian banger. He hits hard. And he's lost 2 in a row to Camacho and recently got knocked out by Clayton Carpenter in 30 seconds. Carpenter's in the UFC now, so no shame in that. But yeah, usually it's pretty durable. It's got power. Yeah, I just don't know Prado with his lack of. I don't really know what he's good at, and his lack of power. I don't know if he's going to upset Kalohi. Kalohi is also very. The line is very juicy, so I'm going to move on. No interest in playing that. Okay. Next fight, Cody Davis versus Joseph Camacho. I'm pretty sure this is Camacho's younger brother, Frank Camacho's. Interesting one, this one. Davis is a pretty high level for LFA standards. You know, he's fought the who's who. He's 6-1, only lost to Camacho, who we just mentioned. Really good fighter, probably going to be in the UFC at some point, unless things go drastically wrong. In this one, I'm actually really close to playing the dog. I can only find one fight of Camacho. It's his LFA debut versus Aiden Correa. I'm not sure how good that guy is. I mean, he's got some decent fights. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, but I mean, there he was. He showed a lot of grit. He's a southpaw. He's quite tall. He was lighting up Correa on the feet. He was easily taken down in every round, but he was fishing for the guillotine. He must have attempted at least 10 guillotine attempts in that fight. Like, the guy would not give up on it. I mean, he's got another guillotine win against Desmond Torres. Desmond Torres was on Contender Series, lost to Garcia. And obviously in his first fight, he beat Mark Naquir, who was 9-5. Obviously, a lot of these records are not the same anymore. But he's fought okay opponents. But he's finished all of them. He's finished all of them up until he came across Aiden Correa. So it was a back and forth fight. He was lighting him up. He got taken down, but he was always threatening the guillotine. He showed some good cardio. But yeah, essentially won a 29-28 or 30-27 due to damage. Pardon me, due to damage and just the submission attempts, I guess. Yeah, Davis is a solid grappler. When he beat Brzezinski in his third last fight, he was taken down, had his back taken, and then he just ended up reversing the fortunes on Brzezinski in rounds 2 and 3, just backpacked him for 3 rounds. Camacho did the same thing to him. And then he took the back of Prado, who we just talked about, and ran through him in under 3 minutes. So he's a solid wrestler. He's a serviceable striker. His best attributes are wrestling and back takes, which is why I understand why he's the favorite here. Joseph Camacho did show that he can be taken down and that he's more concerned with going for the guillotine rather than defending the takedown. But even then, I think, how does Cody Davis? Cody Davis most likely is going to go to a decision here. How does he cover this massive favorite line, right? So I'm really close to playing Camacho. What I've seen from him from only one fight is he's got a good guillotine. Maybe he can catch him. Davis was in deep guillotine against Brzezinski, I'm pretty sure. This is still not the highest of level. These guys are both decent regional fighters. Camacho is quite big in terms of size, but everyone looks bigger than Davis. So yeah, dog or pass for me. I haven't come around to it. We'll see what line I get tomorrow. But yeah, this is the closest fight I came to playing on the LFA. We have another comment from Tepacho Combate. How are you, mate? What does this mean? Boxing glove and chili. I wish I knew what that means. Thank you anyway for tuning in. Next fight, Joe Taylor versus Ben Parish. Big tuna. Right, interesting fight. Joe Taylor is an old 38-year-old kickboxer. He's got a bunch of fights in glory. He's 4-0. He's fought in a knockout KOTC promotion 4 times. And I found his first 2 fights, the debut and the second fight, which I think, let me just have a look quickly. Yeah, they were in 2016 and then 2018, which, still old back then, but, a while away. And, he's essentially just a patient striker, leg kicks, works the body, 1-2. He's a really strong, athletic guy. And over the time, he just kind of wears on people and just either knocks them out or just outstrikes him for a 30-27. He is usually middleweight, and he's moving up to light heavyweight for this fight. And his glory kickboxing fights are exactly the same. He's got a round 2 knockout, 2 round 2 knockouts, but a lot of times going to decision. But yeah, even his MMA fights exactly the same. Slow and steady. His last fight is a round 4 knockout, right before round 5. KOTC legendary, and I just can't find it, unfortunately. Ben Parish, some people might know him as the guy that upset Edwards in Bellator. It's a massive dog there, cracked him with a nice overhand. And then, got another prospect in Bellator in Sylvain Coley and just got ran through in 1 round. Just got taken down. I think he's a little bit overrated. He's had some weird back and forth fights. He's been knocked out in round 1 before in amateurs. He broke his leg against Logan Wood, which is unfortunate. He's quite out of shape. He looks out of shape, but looks very sloppy. But he's not bad. He throws hard. He's got the dog in him. He can crack. He's got okay jiu-jitsu, I guess. It's hard to gauge because really low level of competition. Jiu-jitsu didn't work at all against Coley. Just got ran through. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange fight. It's lined at Pick'em. A 38-year-old kickboxer with no footage of his ground game whatsoever against Parish, who I believe is quite low level. But he's going to throw hard. He's going to come in there. He's going to bang. He's not going to shy away from a fight. Yeah, I don't think I should have any money on this fight, but if I was forced to, I'd probably play Taylor. I just feel like he's a lot more athletic. I think he can light up Parish, have the better distance management. Parish's grappling is pretty horrendous. Again, no footage of Taylor's takedown defense, but you have to assume someone has tried to take him down, at least in this 4-round last title fight that he had against Georges Kleins. Let's have a look. Maybe I can tell. Georges Kleins is 2-0. He's 4-0. 2-0. Yeah. You can't tell. Surely someone's tried to take this guy down. But yeah, past fight. Where do you have a lean on this fight, really? But yeah, Taylor for me. Maybe becomes a dog. Who knows? Tommy Anders, legend, big tuna. Yeah, he's got a bit of a following for whatever reason. It's not because he's good at MMA. I'll give you that. Rafael Barbosa versus Myron Santos. Decent little striking fight here. 2 young Brazilian dudes, a lot of experience. I actually was looking to fade Myron Santos against, I think Wright was his name, the guy that lost to Jay Perrin on Contender Series. Really physical wrestler as a dog. That fight fell apart. So I've taped this guy extensively. He's just like a really low output striker that feints and sticks and moves. He's quite patient, and he's very not physical. Dan Aguera just ran through him when they fought. Knocked him out by ground and pound, just dominated him all 3 rounds. On the other side, Rafael Barbosa, another 25-year-old young dude, tons of experience. He's fought the who's who. He's fought Jamal Emmers in LFA. Got an arm triangle choke there. Elizima Lima, who's 22-7 on Future. Right, he's fought really good guys. Luis Nogueira on the regional Brazilian scene. He knocked out Nate Jenneman, who I think he fought in the PFL. Costa. He beat Costa, the guy with the spotty skin that debuted on short notice against what's his name? I forgot his name now. The Brazilian guy that outstruck Hernandez, Alexander the Great. Moises. Right, so he's beaten the who's who. Right, he's tall, he's long, he's skinny. He's got a nice. He's on his bike and he just uses the jab, the teep, leg kick. So 2 strikers, but ultimately I favor Barbosa. He's a lot longer. He's younger. He's got a lot more volume. He's got bad takedown defense, but I don't think Santos can take much advantage of it. He did mix in takedowns in his close win against these Aries FC opponent. But Barbosa's stuffed takedowns from Emmers and Nogueira. I think this is Barbosa's fight to lose. It's just his minus 200, and who knows what it's going to be by the time I get the odds tomorrow. So no interest. Santos is young enough that he could improve. Alrighty. We are at the main event already. Rafael do Nascimento, Jerrell Hodge. This is probably the best fight on the card, no doubt. And it's for the title, which is pretty good. Alrighty. Where are we at for time? 12 minutes. This could be one of my quickest podcasts yet. So Rafael Nascimento, one of the sharpest boys I know, he told me to potentially play him against Justin Wetzel as a massive underdog, right? Plus 375 underdog. And, I found whatever tape I could find on Nascimento. The only fight I could find was his 2-3 split decision win against Victor Peretzano, right? So 2 wins, 3 losses. I was like, man, that's a red flag. And then obviously I saw him, rear naked choke Marcus McGee in the first round, who Marcus McGee is a really good fighter. I have a feeling we should at least see him on Contender Series at some point. Really athletic guy, great striking, good power. Yeah, he finished him. At the time, I didn't know much about McGee because I never taped him. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to pass. He's a bit scrappy, but just not really good at winning minutes. He's going to decision with 2 and 3 regional bums. And then he just runs through Justin Wetzel, knocks him out. He got taken down in the first round and then didn't really get up off his back. He was going for a guillotine. And then, just swarmed him in the second, hurt him and swarmed him with a flying knee and a hook and put him out cold. He's just a typical, very aggressive Brazilian striker, really elite jiu-jitsu. That rear naked choke was impressive against McGee. Mixes in takedowns occasionally. And apparently he's a black belt in Muay Thai. So he throws hard, he cracks hard. He's a wild card. He's dangerous. He's just his minute winning abilities, just dropping down for guillotines when someone wants to take him down, and it can be scrappy. On the other side, Jerrell Hodge, this guy's the opposite. He's a lot more, should I say, clean, a lot more concerned about winning minutes rather than big moments. This is the guy that ruined Cody Garbrandt's chin back in 2012. He put Cody out cold in round 3. So yeah, I haven't seen or heard from him in a while. He's fought some decent opponents. Right, got wrestle left by Tony Gravely, lost to Said Kakramanov. Never been finished in MMA at least. And yeah, he's good everywhere. Not much I can say. He's got good striking, good boxing, good wrestling, good grappling. He's got an active guard. He's a good back taker. If anything, I noticed he kind of slows down a little bit. He slows down. He's huffing and puffing. I noticed that in his late fights back in the day, and then obviously in his last fight, he fought Ben Saint in 2001. Even that was 2 years ago. So not a very active guy. I don't know why he's so inactive. But yeah, he just kind of got the takedowns there. Got the back take 3 times from Ben Saint in B2 Fighting Series, which is not a high-level promotion. And yeah, he got the decision. But yeah, he seems good everywhere. It's just I feel like he might come short, fall short a bit. I don't know. It's hard to get a read on him. It's hard to get a read on him. All his fights, his current tape is amateur fights, which are in 2013 and 12. Then a pro debut in 2015, which you want to be a triangle at the death. 2017 fight against Tony Gravely, where he's just getting wrestle left for 3 rounds. And then 2021, where he won a decision against Ben Saint, and his takedown defense looked a bit better there. And then in 2022, he got knocked out in 2 minutes in boxing. Right, he's been doing a bit of boxing as well. So yeah, interesting dude. 33 years of age. It's hard. I don't really know who to back here. Jerrell Hodge is a slight favorite. I would personally rather play Nascimento as a dog. Right? I get this feeling from him. He's going to fight for your money. He also kind of seems to blow out of his mouth. Look a bit gassy. The only other footage I have of him, other than quick finishes in LFA, is that split decision to a regional bum. So both these guys kind of blow out. Seem to slow down. It's a 5-rounder. I feel like Nascimento has all the finishing upside. I feel like he can finish via. I don't know if he can finish because Hodge has never been finished, but I feel like he can. He's got the submission danger, and he's also got the KO danger. So yeah, I'm leaning Nascimento here. I haven't come around to it. Maybe he becomes even more of a dog. I'm scared if Hodge goes for takedowns, and Nascimento decides to play guard for 2 or 3 rounds and just ends up losing on points. But yeah, he's a wild card. I'm tempted. From what I've seen of this guy, the 2 guys that he's run through in LFA, they're high level dudes. They could both be on Contender Series. And Jerrell Hodge's best win is maybe this St. Pierre guy, this last dude. Yeah, I'm not playing. I'm close. We'll see what lines I get tomorrow. But that's it. Nice and quick. I taped it. I didn't rush. I was going to do the prelims, but I think it's best that I move on to PFL. I still haven't done my UFC breakdown, and I haven't finalized some bets, so that's where I'm going to make the most of my money. George and Aero, appreciate your regional breakdowns, brother. Thanks for listening, mate. As long as people appreciate it, I'll keep doing them when I have the time, of course. Really looking forward to the break next week. Just these 4 events per week have been killing me. I just don't have it in me to skip. I have massive FOMO about missing out on profit. So, all right, let's quickly go through it. Rodney and Kaloa, Alvaro, Prado. I think Prado is not good at all. I just don't want to play the juice on Kaloa. Cody Davis, just Camacho, really close to playing Camacho here. He can be taken down and can be backpacked, which is what Cody's good at. But yeah, he's good. He's got a good guillotine. He's got good get-ups. He's got good striking. He's the bigger guy. Yeah, struggle to see how Cody Davis covers. Joe Taylor, Ben Parish, Aline Taylor. I don't know if I want to play a 38-year-old kickboxer here. I think he wins though. Barbosa, Santos. Barbosa wins. Don't like the line. And Nascimento versus Jerrell Hodge. I lean Nascimento here as a dog. I just think he's got the more finishing upside. Yeah, I think Hodge leaves a little bit to be desired. He's a little bit underwhelming. So yeah, those are my leans. No plays at the moment, but keep an eye on Twitter. I might lock something in. It definitely won't be tracked, so it's going to be on my Twitter or in my Discord, Big Brain MMA Discord, which is in all my bio sections for all the podcasts. Like and subscribe. Like I said, 4 subscribers away from 300. Let's get there after this podcast. We're very close. Other than that, thanks for listening, and good luck on your bets if you're playing anything here, and I will see you when I see you for the PFL and UFC breakdowns.